Hi, this is Jonathan Rosenhead, the Jerusalem psychotherapist. This week's Torah and Psychology post for Parshas Bechukosai is going to discuss group therapy. In this week's Parsha, we read about the power of the Torah, that if a group of people keeping Torah, there's a strength and a power to it. And the Pasuk explains that if there are 5 people, then they'll be able to defeat 100. If there are 100 people, they will be able to defeat 10,000 with the power of Torah. That there's a commitment and they're keeping the mitzvahs of the Torah. And Rashi points out the error in this mathematical equation, because if 5 can defeat 100, that's a ratio of 1 to 20. And therefore 100 should be able to defeat 2,000, not 10,000. So Rashi explains that what the Pasuk is trying to say is there is a power, the more people that keep the Torah, then it increases the power of this group, and therefore they will be able to defeat even 10,000, not just 2,000. I'd like to develop this further to try to understand what is the power of a group, and from a psychological perspective, what is the power of group therapy. So Irvin Yalom is the seminal figure in looking at the group dynamics and the benefits of group therapy, and he discusses various components or factors that go into group dynamics and group therapy to explain how they work. One factor is universality. He explains that when one person comes into a group, they are bringing their own unique difficulties and challenges. And when they come to a group, they meet other people that have similar difficulties and similar challenges. And it creates an environment of universality, which helps to create a relationship, a connection between people, which can create a support network. And in some way, it can help a person, it can reassure a person that they are not alone in their situation, they are not alone in their challenges. From a Torah perspective, or from a religious perspective, this relates to Rav Soloveitchik's idea. He has a book which is titled The Lonely Man of Faith, that a person who is religious, sometimes it can be a very lonely experience. They have their own challenges and their own difficulties, and they're trying to create a connection to Hashem and remain committed to their Torah values. And sometimes that is within an environment that is not supportive to this commitment, that sometimes can oppose and can contradict in a way these values and the Torah commitment that a person is trying to live, and that can be a very lonely and difficult experience. And therefore this Torah group creates a universality, a shared experience of a commitment to Torah together. And also Yalom discusses the idea of cohesiveness, that in a group not only is there a shared experience, but there's a connection. You build a relationship with people, that people are creating achdus within a group, and this can create a strength. Through the cohesiveness, it creates a strength of the group that is more than just the single strength of the individual. And from this connection, what Yalom discusses is that the people can learn from each other. When people share their experiences and share their emotions and their feelings, they are teaching other people, they're sharing with other people, and it creates an environment of learning, of social interaction, where one person is learning from another. And in group therapy, there are a number of different categorizations. There's psychodynamic, there's support groups, there's psychoeducational groups, there's problem-focused groups, and there's also a category which is integrative, where it takes all these parts of these group categorizations, or all of them, and brings it in together and incorporates it. And I think when we look at this Torah group that the Pasuk is describing, that 100 can defeat 10,000, I think it's because it's an integrative group. It incorporates all these ideas. It's educational, it's psychodynamic, it's a relationship. We're learning skills, we're learning from each other, we are supporting each other. And this is the power of the group. This is the therapeutic power of a Torah group. And with this power, with this strength, and with this achdus, the power cannot be limited to a precise mathematical equation. The power grows almost exponentially to be able to defeat even 10,000. Have a great Shabbos and keep well.